Hello beautiful people. This video I'm going to share with you a few questions that are liable to be raised during a PhD viva voce or a PhD defense. Well, you can expect questions from any corner of your research work. It can be your thesis, it can be the process itself, it can be the experts you were engaged with, it can be anything. But these are just some standard questions. Summarize your work in 3 minutes. So here you will have to quickly talk about the objective, the research question, the answers to it, the conclusion, and the limitations. Questions may include who are the recent authors in this particular topic, like who has recently written a standout article or a paper in this area, whichever you have researched on. And normally when the thesis is submitted, the candidate goes into abeyance and they wait for the examination and the PhD defense and everything else to fall in place. But I recommend not to take up that kind of approach. Even if you have submitted your thesis, keep yourself active in terms of at least reading to know the current updates about your area of study. Even after you've completed your submission, you need to be updated because you're liable to be asked about any standout contribution made in the field after your submission, or any standout contribution that was made after you have established the results, or even the recent paper which was published in whichever journal in this area. So they would like to know if you're an ardent researcher who's still very active and not just doing this for the title. Questions may include other types like why did you choose this methodology, why did you decide to take samples from here, and what was the reason to decide on the sample size. So see that you have some genuine answers to it. And there's something called as the ethical clearance. So they may ask you, have you obtained the ethical clearance to conduct the lab tests? There is a committee that gives ethical clearance, particularly when you deal with living organisms. You need to get clearance. So you have to check out depending on your area of study and get the clearance before you start your sampling and other experiments. Next is which of your findings in the thesis is a standout finding. So among the findings, maybe 10 to 12 findings you have done, they may ask you to pick out one. What is the standout? And you'll have to elaborate on that. Then how did you get this research question, or rather where did you get this research thought from? For this, the answer should be it was based on a practical experience or an unending problem of the society. You should try to connect it with that. It's not that I wanted some questions so I designed it. No, it should be something that the society benefits from it. What are the strongest and the weakest points of your research work? So here this is a tricky question where you have to be very specific and tailor make your statements, and do not go too much into the weaknesses because you're liable to get a series of questions after this question. So do not project too much of the weaknesses. The next is where have you published your recent paper? So even after submission, they would like to know if you have done any publication. So please continue to publish your papers. Next is what are the aspects that you recommend for the person who is taking up the same work in the future? What are the aspects? Or then they may ask you what are the mistakes you made during your PhD journey, or what is that one quality you learned during the PhD process, and was there any surprises during the preparation? And they may ask you questions on the figures, as how did you get this figure, and in this page it has changed to this, so you'll have to give the explanation. They may even catch up on calculations, as in table number so and so you have mentioned this figure, but in table number so and so you have mentioned this number. So how did you transmit? So the purpose is to find out whether you have worked on the calculations and it's just not taken out from somewhere. So here you'll have to explain the mathematical part, if required the formulae and everything else. So good luck, and my humble suggestion would be, whatever be the question, look into the eye of the person who's asking you the question and try to give a neutral answer. You should be satisfied of answering that question, as well as the person who raised the question should get an amount of satisfaction or a level of awareness. Never be rude and never try to critique the question. Well, if you do not know, I know it's a bit embarrassing to accept things which we do not know, but you can explain what you know and then tell them that you will take necessary action, or you'll try to upgrade yourself after this session. So that shows a little humbleness when you have that kind of a mindset. And whatever it is, it's your PhD Viva, and so make the best of it. Good luck.